Hello, everybody. Welcome to Jumping in an Elevator, the podcast where I full stop. Now, this is episode 50. First of all, can I believe that we made it to episode 50? No. But we're here. And I thought we have to do something special. So I had the idea to have PopCast. Now, PopCast, if you're not familiar, is where we go through the year-end chart, the Billboard year-end chart for a particular year, and Billboard ranks songs based on sales and streams and that kind of thing. I've done another one of these with another iconic legend known as Eve Cornwell. We did 2010. That was like episode 4 of the podcast. Now for episode 50, I'm doing a 2011 podcast with someone who arguably owns 2011. I am, of course, referring to Rebecca Black. Now, look, let me fangirl for a second. I'm such a fan of Rebecca Black. Stop it. Like, literally stop it. The fact that Rebecca Black is on my podcast, I can't think about it too much. Otherwise, I will combust, literally, giving very much chemistry lab. And look, I'm not going to keep rambling because I want to go straight into it. I just want to say that this was so much fun. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for coming on the podcast. And everyone, you better go and stream Rebecca Black was here. All right, enjoy. Welcome to the podcast, Rebecca Black. Rebecca, how are you?
I'm so good. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you on the podcast. I know the girls are going to be excited to have you on as well. How's your day been so far?
It's good. It's honestly been stressful just because I am like trying to finish writing this. Well, I finished writing this album. I'm just trying to finish this album and like dealing with some new stuff that's going to come out soon, which is exciting, but it's very stressful.
I'm so excited for the stuff that you're like teasing, and I think you're in the studio. She's posting lyrics. She's posting. I don't know what software you use, but I see those bars. And I'm like, I see a banger in the making. How's it all going?
It's going really well. I mean, I will say the next thing that is coming. I don't know how well to phrase it, and like I haven't even properly prepared myself to talk about it, but it's shit's gonna get so unhinged, and I just hope people are ready for the
people love unhinged.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it, but yeah,
is this like a new era?
You could call it a new era. I mean, I'm putting out my first. I haven't said like when it's coming out yet. It's not even done, but I'm working on my first ever album. So
that is so exciting.
I'm just trying to put my entire pussy into it, honestly, and make it good.
Exactly, and that's what the people requested, and that's what you're giving. So you're doing what the girls asked. Like, what more could you do? So.
I'm trying,
but
it's tough when something's not done, but you imagine where it's going to be. I'm sure you understand. Like creating anything is like it's just stressful. For sure. But I'm excited.
I do have to say the visuals on your like last few tracks, stunning. One of them, the Queen of Hearts one.
Yeah, working with the feeling.
Banger, first of all. So I'm very excited for this. I know you're going to serve visuals, so I'm very keen to see what you've got.
Yeah, there is some really, really fun stuff coming. So thank you. It's been so cool to see everybody really connect with them because they are a little bit kooky. But I have so much fun making them.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of fantastic Rebecca Black songs, my first question for you today is, what is your favorite Rebecca Black song?
Oh, fuck. Out of the ones that are out, I mean, I was really, I don't know if this is my real answer, but I was really gagged like right before the Friday remix came out. I was like, I am obsessed.
It served.
I just was able to work with so many. That was the first time I really ever got to work with other artists on like my own thing. And
because you've done a bunch of really cool features. So I guess this is the first time that people have featured on your tracks.
Exactly. And that I can say with something that's to come really soon, like watching somebody else sing on your song and like perform in a music video on your song. And when we shot the Friday video, a lot of it was done like very COVID based, like Weston, who directed the video, directing like via Zoom. But I got to work in person with my friend Dorian, and I was just like screaming the entire time. And same with some of the other stuff that hasn't come out yet. I'm just like sitting there, like I can't. It's so fun
Yeah.
to watch someone do it. So
Yeah.
um, that is one. Also, my favorite is a song called "Personal." Which video is me as kind of like a American Psycho
The chainsaw?
chainsaw. Yeah.
Yes. Again, we love the visuals. Like, you
Thank
came through with the visuals. I think my favorite Rebecca Black song is
I
either Girlfriend
I
or Worth It for the Feeling.
the girls love those songs, and that is so cool because I just had no idea what people would think before coming out with it. So yeah,
Like, Girlfriend, as soon as it came out, I chucked it in a playlist with those kind of, this is going to be the worst way of describing this music, like the alt hyperpop indie girls. It's like with the pop girls, you're with the pop girls. And I think that's where you belong, right? Like, you're a pop star. Rebecca Black is a pop star.
I love pop. I love pop music so fucking much, which is why I'm so excited to even
Yeah.
do this today. But
And
yeah.
it's also an excellent segue into my next question about another pop star. What's your favorite Lady Gaga song? Because I'm a massive Lady Gaga fan. She's my fave, so I have to ask this.
I'm also a massive Lady Gaga fan. This is such a hard question to answer because I feel like I could one song from every era that is my favorite. But I, for multiple reasons, Judas has like such a dear place in my heart. I got to be on that music video set. I don't know if you know this,
Wait,
but like
Judas?
for Judas,
Were you in the
random.
music
I'm not in
video or
it.
just on the set?
I'm not in it, but for so we're gonna talk about the year 2011, but like 2011 was a stupid year. I don't even,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that was like the year that Friday happened, but like some of the situations I don't know why I was allowed to be in was in, and
Yeah.
somehow I think with some like now I don't think it ever even aired, but for some partnership with MTV, they like put me on set of the Gaga video. And I think I was maybe supposed to interview her, but that never happened.
That is so cool. What? So you've met Lady Gaga?
No, I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
meet her. But I got to watch her do that set. That was like her in the town. It was like a
Like the courtyard one?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, where she was doing the dance, and like I
Yeah.
was so in love with watching her, and I got to watch her direct, and I talked to her. I interviewed her choreographer, and,
That is so cool.
and
Do
nobody.
you know the dance?
I know a bit of it,
Yeah.
but I fucking love that song.
That is
So-
so cool. I would have to say mine is, it fluctuates. And again, I could do the same, like this one from every era. But overall, I love the song You and I.
Oh, I love her like jazzy.
I love anytime she does like
Yeah.
anything jazzy or a little bit like Western, like cowboy
Yeah.
vibes. Like, she always does good music.
Yeah, so you're a Joanne girl.
I am a Joanne girl. Yes, I am. It's true. It's true. And I'm also like a love for sale cheek to cheek girl as well.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's a hot take. I mean, I love everything about her, honestly.
Yeah, she's
if
an
I had
absolute
a favorite
icon.
album, I'm probably an art pop girl, but yeah.
Exactly. Like, Art Pop is factually the best Lady Gaga album. She was ahead of her time. The locals were not appreciating it. But now they are. And isn't that just how funny? How funny is that? All right, next question. Dream collaboration.
I don't know. I get so afraid to answer this question because the last time I answered it, I said Charlie, and then she saw it. So
Oh my God.
I would still say Charlie.
So there's a possibility that that could happen.
Yeah.
Oh my
I-
God, that is so
I don't
cool.
know. I would actually like, I think I would decompose.
Like, you would fall like a domino, and then everyone else would fall like a domino as well. Like, you'd just start the chain, and I'm like the 100th domino just falling down at the end there. That is
Yeah.
so cool. I could totally see that. So Charlie,
I would, that would be like, yeah, number one dream collaboration.
Right.
Just,
Charlie was actually the last person that I saw perform.
oh,
Like, that was a good one.
That is so good. Which was it for the Charlie album tour? Was there a Charlie album tour?
It
Yeah.
was for it was one of those like festivals in Australia where they have like a bunch of artists. She was the headliner, and yeah, I saw the Charlie concert, and then I flew to Japan the next day for a little holiday snowboarding. Nearly broke my back snowboarding. Came back to Australia, boom, lockdown, coronavirus, everything. So last concert was Charlie. I'm pretty happy with that.
Wow. Wow.
So
Slay.
yeah, slay exactly. All right, next question. Can you talk a little bit about what you're working on? I know you hinted on this before, but maybe like, can you give us keywords for this new era?
So I'm trying to think of one.
You're just like keywords slay.
Fierce slay. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm really excited for next year because
Okay.
that is really when I'll be able to, I guess, like really dive into showing everybody what I've been working on for the past year. But
Right.
I think it's just unhinged.
Unhinged. And pop?
Yeah,
Unhinged pop. Okay.
and it's hard to give a keyword in terms of like aesthetically
Or
where
like an inspiration album or something? Or
I'm,
it's just a lot?
there's definitely different sides of myself that I think I've never really shared, and this is the largest body of work that I've ever put out, or that I will ever be putting out. So, and it's such a special thing, at least to me. Like putting out a first album is such a
Exactly.
moment. So I think I've really come to terms with who I am in this album. Like outside of, any of the Friday stuff or anything, I feel like finally just in my own relationships with people and relationships with myself, I think that this album is probably the most representative of myself and knowing who I am and
Right.
how that affects my relationships. But there's definitely the sound has definitely evolved.
Okay.
It doesn't sound, I think, like Rebecca Black was here,
Oh,
but it
interesting.
also doesn't sound completely different as well. Like I don't think people will be like,
Okay.
"This is an artist." It just definitely has evolved, which
Will the
I'm.
girls be
I'm
gooped and gagged?
I hope they'll be gooped and gagged. I think they'll be
Yeah.
surprised. Yeah.
Okay. That's like the best news that you can have as like a pop fan. When the artist says you're going to be surprised, it's always fun to work out what they're going to do next.
Yeah.
Speaking of your hectic year next year, we've got the tour. So,
Yeah.
what can someone? I was going to say, what can someone respect? What can someone expect when they go to a Rebecca Black show?
Hopefully they will just have a good time. I mean, this is the first time I'm like that. This
Yeah.
year has been a year of firsts for me, and this is
Right.
the first time I'll ever be putting on my own show. I've opened for so many people or done like small things here and there, but
Yeah.
we're giving visuals, we're giving costumes, we're giving lights, we're giving
Oh my god.
production.
Wow.
As much as I
Will
can
we get some
afford.
of the new tracks?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah. Some new tastes, definitely some special guests. I
Oh.
wish I was coming to Australia. That would be so fun, but I don't even know if I can
Oh my god.
yet.
No one's coming to Australia. I was literally like looking at Charlie's tour for next year, and I was like, do I just book for like London and then try and get to London next year?
Yeah.
But I mean, if you get the chance to come to Australia, like the second half of next year, or tack it on the end
Oh,
of the tour or whatever,
okay.
definitely do it.
I would die too. Where
Have
are
you
you
been to
in
Australia?
Australia? Yeah, I have. I've been to
Yeah.
Sydney and to Melbourne. Melbourne.
Melbourne. Yeah, I'm in Melbourne.
Okay. I
So
love Melbourne. Melbourne.
yeah, Melbourne's fun. As I was saying before, I've never been to LA or I've never been to the States, but I really want to go. And I feel like it should be like a thing, like a form of exchange where you swap with someone from LA and they come to Australia. Just so you
Yes.
get to like Hannah Montana experience the best of both worlds.
I
So,
mean, I will say undoubtedly Australia is better than LA, just in general as a
whoa,
city. It's just better. But
big
I don't, I
statement.
mean, I would say as somebody who's lived in Southern California my whole life, like I
Right.
see better in Melbourne. Like my vision is better, the air is clearer.
Right.
I just love
Yeah, except for all the pollen in the air, but we will excuse that. All right, so that brings me to the most exciting part of your day today. We're going to be talking about the Billboard year-end chart for 2011. Now, I've done something similar on this podcast for 2010. So we're doing 2011 this time, and we're going to go through and talk about each song. So for those listening, if you don't know what the year-end chart is, basically Billboard ranks every single that was released that year in terms of sales. So sales is like airplay, streams, physical. Yeah, there's like a whole formula. I found the formula. I was like, should I really be seeing this right now? But like you can find the formula to work out how to chart on Billboard. I'm like, if only I could sing. All right, so just in terms of 2011, how would you encapsulate your 2011 in one sentence?
I said this to you. I would say that 2011 was the most like rabid year of my life.
Right. Because did anything big or interesting happen to you that year?
No. Well, first of all, I was like 13 and 14 in the year 2000, which is, I think, objectively the worst age you can be. Like,
sure.
I was already not anywhere near thriving when I was a 13-year-old. But yeah, I mean, Friday came out in 2011, and Gangnam Style came out in 2011. I feel like that tells you like I think also, well, I guess we'll get into, I'm sure some of these songs are on here, but the internet was such a fucking crazy place.
There was like no regulation.
No, not at all. There were troll faces everywhere. I had a
Not the
Justin
troll
Bieber
faces.
sign in my room.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And then he came out with the song of the century. I think it got to, I might be incorrect, 61 on the Billboard Hot 100. Is that correct?
I don't know where it got on the Hot 100, actually. I know there used to be a chart called the Heat Seekers chart, which was like their viral chart. You know how Spotify has like the Spotify viral, and it did reach number 1.
Oh, okay. We love that. I mean, it was the song of the millennium, so I had to get some recognition for that. So crazy that it's been 10 years. Wild.
Yeah, makes me unwell to think about.
You've been dealing with Friday for 10 years.
So many days. But it's all good.
Yeah, iconic though. All right, so we'll go from 1 and then we'll head down. So the top song of 2011 was
1. Oh, fuck. Okay.
like the best song of 2011 in terms of sales was "Rolling in the Deep" by Adele. Slay. Is that a Slay song?
Is there a Slay song?
I'm trying to think. Is that a Slay song? Like, I don't know if I would describe "Rolling in the Deep" as Slay.
I don't know. Me at 13, I was screaming.
Yeah, I
I
remember my favorite Adele song. I would say "Skyfall" or.
Oh, okay.
I love Skyfall. I also like the movie, but I love how she's so like I don't even know how to describe it. Like her voice is so like deep and luscious and velvety in that song. So that's why I love that. But "Rolling in the Deep," I can understand why it was number 1. I think it was number 1 for like several weeks in 2011. So you were competing with Adele, "Rolling in the Deep" for number 1 spot.
Tough crowd.
Tough crowd, tough competition. Number 2, "Mess." Hectic, screaming, crying, party rock anthem. Thoughts?
I also would love to, I mean, I'm more confused by the features. I had no idea there were even features on this song.
Yeah, I remember being so confused about who was actually in the LMFAO that it was like 2 guys, and then one of them is married to a tennis player, or was married to a tennis player, famous tennis player.
I feel like there are so many. I was taking a quick look at this entire list before we started, and like there are so many artists on here that I have no idea where they are now. What are they doing?
Like 10 years.
But me at 13 was obsessed. I mean, Party Rock Anthem was very controversial, I feel, for a song this year. I feel like a lot of this was definitely a song my dad was like,
yeah.
I don't understand, and I think it's hilarious that "Rolling in the Deep" is the first song, and "Party Rock" is the second.
Your dad's like, let's turn off Party Rock, let's put on "Rolling in the Deep."
Yeah, my dad would have been like, turn off that rap. he did not understand.
And like, it wasn't like, I'm gonna say this was not a good song. Party Rock Anthem was not a good song. I'm just like,
Hands. And everybody was shuffling. Everybody
oh,
was
the girls were shuffling.
shuffling.
Absolutely.
That was more
Can
upsetting.
you
I think, than the
shuffle?
song. No, I did try though. I tried to learn. Did you?
Right.
I remember exactly
Okay.
when I tried to learn.
I could not shuffle, but recently, as I've been getting into dancing, I can moonwalk, right? So I'm like, the next logical step is to shuffle.
I've been seeing you moonwalking. You're
Oh
very
god, that's
good.
so embarrassing. Rebecca Black's seen me moonwalk. But I mean, it's a good skill to have.
I can't moonwalk, so
But the thing is, like, you could. Like, it's not difficult. If I can do it, you can do it.
I've tried.
So, maybe for tour, you can just, like,
I'll
enter
bring
the
back-
stage,
I'll
moonwalking
shuffle.
across.
I'll moonwalk.
Just have, like, Rebecca's shuffle interlude in the middle of the show. You just shuffle for 10 minutes. And everyone's like, ah, okay, cool.
Perfect. Do you want
And
to
the
create
special-
my tour?
The special guest, you said they were LMFAO, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we predicted it.
Yes. No.
Makes sense. All right, song number 3, Firework by Katy Perry.
How do you feel about this song?
I love this song, right? It's not my favorite Katy Perry song, but I know the locals absolutely ran this song into the ground, as they should. Like, it's a great pop song.
Yeah.
In terms of my favorite Katy Perry song, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one, because I've been listening to a lot more of her recent stuff, and I'm really enjoying it. Like the last couple of albums, and like Harley's in Hawaii.
I mean, Harley's in Hawaii. I'm so glad it's finally getting the moment that it deserves because
Oh, it took a while.
I know. And it's one of the best things she's put out in years. And nobody
Such a good
moved.
song.
But finally
Nobody moved. They should have moved further. There was also that one where she's like running around in the field.
never
The
really
camera. Yes, that was an amazing
Also-
pop song.
I know. And nobody so I think those came out in like 2018, 2019 and
Yeah.
I was dying over those songs and nobody gave a fuck. But finally
Yeah.
they are like, well, Harley's in Hawaii is having a little TikTok thing. So
Having a
I'm
little
happy for
TikTok
her.
moment, which is good. I'm like, it's time for Never
And-
Really Over and 365 Feet Zeb.
Oh, yes. Yes. Katy Perry. I mean, I feel like I don't know. I could do a whole presentation on like what Katy Perry after Teenage Dream years have been like, but I'm glad that people are starting to like appreciate her for what she's done since because I think that she's killed it so much and now she's back to black. Don't know if you've noticed.
Yes, I saw that. I wasn't sure if it was a wig or not.
It was. And
Okay.
she's back. She posted
Wow,
a
huge.
I
Giving
fucking-
very much Teenage Dream cover.
Yes. Yes. Which I think is on this list. So.
Yes,
that.
I was going to
Firework-
ask. Sorry, I was going to ask about last Friday night, but we'll talk about that later because there's a little something there. So let's go back to Firework because we've got 3 Firework, 4 ET. So which one of those 2 is your favorite?
I mean, this album, Teenage Dream, is like one of my favorite albums of all time. So it's really
Same.
difficult to say. But I do love that Firework has like a moment, a queerness to it. E.T. is crazy. Especially
it's a
the
lot.
one featuring Kanye West.
Yeah. But there's like, I remember there's one lyric that he says, and I'm just like, this doesn't even make sense. But me at the time, I was like, yes, Kanye, give us lyrics, give us Alien in Space Drive-Through. Like, excellent.
Yes. Yeah.
So
It was it.
it was it. It was the moment for the time.
Yeah.
Song number 5, Give Me Everything by Pitbull.
I mean,
Are we feeling anything?
I'm not getting literally anything from this song. I
Literally
did
nothing.
like it. I
Yeah.
did like it at the time. I was like definitely like bouncing. Isn't this the song where he talks about Lindsay Lohan?
Oh,
Hold
is
on.
it? That sounds like something that could be correct.
Because I know that this is the lyric, or this is the song where he has, go to Times Square, take a picture of me with a Kodak.
Better yet, Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, better yet,
Wait.
go to Times Square, take a picture of me with Kodak.
Yes. A classic line. When will Taylor? That lyricism.
Yes, Lindsay Lohan is reportedly suing, or this is past. Lindsay Lohan is reportedly suing the creators of Pitbull's number one hit, Give Me Everything, over a disparaging lyric that she claims is
Oh.
a breach of the New York civil rights laws. What was the lyric?
Oh my god, I want to know what the lyric is. Also, did you know that Lindsay tried to sue Rockstar Games? Because one of the characters in GTA 5, like promotion, looks like her. Like when she got arrested, there was like a picture of her like up against a car or something, and then there's like a picture in GTA that looks exactly like that.
Well, is she right?
Well, it went to court and then it kind of flopped and then it came back to court at the start of this year. So we don't know. Well, guess we'll see.
I mean, Lindsay Lohan is also having a comeback. I love
I'm so
her
excited.
so much, and I'm so excited for the Netflix movie. It's all I can talk about.
I'm just like, get my girl an Oscar right now and a Grammy while we're at it.
Everything. I know. I just an hour ago on Twitter was like, rumors, Lindsay Lohan, where was the Grammy? That song, eight. And the music video is absurd.
I'm going to say two bangers and then you can pick which one we talk about. So we've got Grenade by Bruno Mars and Forget You by CeeLo Green.
Oh, why is the 7 not on my screen in this one? That's hilarious.
It doesn't have number 7.
On the list on my screen, it just goes 6, 8.
What? No rights. No rights for
Grenade or
CeeLo.
Forget You? I feel like we have to talk about Forget You.
Do you prefer the clean version or the explicit?
Definitely the explicit.
Like the
What?
Forget You, when that came out on the radio, I was like, something is not adding up. The math is not mathing. What does Forget You even mean in this context?
It's something just that the Forget You to me has a stench. But I do love the original. And CeeLo Green is another artist that I miss him so dearly on our radios. I'd love to get a little bit more of him.
Yeah, hashtag get CeeLo on the radio 2021. Then we have an extreme slay, like a catastrophic level of slay. At number 8, we have Super Bass by Nicki Minaj, Thoughts.
This was my number one most played song of 2011, according to my iTunes library.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So she's a barb.
what else would it be? I'm a Barb asterisk at the moment. I think Nicki needs to figure out.
Barb with conditions, yep.
But when it comes to Super Bass, I Barb hard.
And the music
Friday.
video, Nicki on the bike with the ice sculptures everywhere.
She looks amazing in this video.
Stunning.
Pink Friday, obviously, I might be biased, but I love the album.
You're like, keyword. There's a keyword in there that I can relate to. Pink Friday. You're like,
There's
Nicki, please pay me royalties for using that word. Of course.
Which came out first, Pink Friday or Friday? I actually would love to know.
Because Friday was like start of the year, right?
February, yeah.
Yeah, and I think Super Bass, I might be talking out of my ass here, but I think Super Bass is like November because then it charted in 2011 as well. I want to say second half of the year.
So I copied her.
Interesting. No, I mean, she copied you because she was like end of 2010. Sorry, end of 2011. Wait, now I've got my numbers mixed up.
It was end of 2010. Because
Okay.
I remember spring, 8th grade, 13.
Whoa.
I was screaming.
Core memory.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking of core memories, this banger, okay, Moves Like Jagger by Maroon 5 feat Christina. This goes unnecessarily hard.
It's good. It's good. It's
Like,
a crazy song, but it's good.
it's ridiculous, but it's so much fun. And I remember seeing on Twitter, someone was like, Christina came out swinging in the studio on this track like the rent was due. Like, she was giving vocals, right?
she was.
She said, I might not be the artist that's listed first on this track, but it's my song now.
My song now. Yeah.
And that's just so powerful. And then speaking of like the girls being powerful, number 11, On the Floor, Jennifer Lopez feat Pitbull.
Legend. We were really partying in 2011.
Like,
all these songs is just
Was this the best year of our lives?
I don't know. Maybe we were overcompensating for something. Maybe we were partying to get through the pain. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was the best year of our.
I mean, in terms of music, 2009 is famously the best year.
That is facts.
And then talking about hits, I'm screaming looking at this. Number 12, S&M. I was 14 singing S&M on the way to school. And for what?
Abs- to give.
To
I
give.
have to prove. I mean, I fucking love this song. All of these songs are iconic hits. So,
Like, these are ultra hits. I just have like this core memory of my mum driving me to school past like all these like industrial plants, like where they make like concrete and shit. And then S&M's on the radio. I'm like, S, da, da, da. At like 6 a.m. on the way to swimming practice.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Me like putting on my mascara and my Justin Bieber t-shirt. Like, I'm gonna be bad, but I'm perfectly good. Yeah.
Such a great song. Next one, Pumped Up Kicks.
Also, well, this song, I know,
Interesting song.
also kind of crazy. I was living for Pumped Up Kicks as a 13-year-old, not knowing what the hell it was about.
Yeah, same.
And it will always be iconic for that. Also, like the only indie song up here.
Yeah, interestingly enough, like there was this was pretty much all pop songs this year, and then we have this one, which is actually pretty high.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of Foster the People trauma because so this song came out in 2011, and I was at school, and I vividly remember like unlocking my locker, and then my friend who was a lot cooler than me had the locker above me, and we were just like chatting, and he was like, "Oh, so what have you been listening to lately?" And I said, "Foster the Children." And he was like, "What? Do you mean Foster the People?" And I was like, worst day of my life. And that has stuck with me. I think about that almost every day. It's not even that bad. It's just so fucking embarrassing. Foster the Children.
Foster the Children?
Sounds like a church band. So
I mean, it's definitely making more sense than Foster the People. So
right, maybe that's why my brain went there.
yeah.
I was just like feeling very generous. Time to foster the children.
Yeah.
Number 14. Okay. Last Friday night brackets TGIF. So, can we please talk about your involvement with this song?
I love this song so much. So again, Teenage Dream, ever since it dropped, has been one of my favorite albums. If I had to have a favorite pop girl, by the way, like this is even pre my involvement with the song, it's always been Katy Perry. Like I Kissed a Girl came out and I was like,
you were gagged.
I was shaking. And this whole album, I don't know if people even know this, but like I used to have a YouTube channel that I would make. Do you remember when that era of YouTube where like all the kids were making music videos was a thing?
Like recreating music videos?
Yeah, like making like stop motion little music videos.
Okay, yes.
2010. I would make them to California Girls. I did all the things. Like I just loved Katy Perry, and I remember vividly listening to the song on the beach one day last Friday night and being like, oh, the music video to this would be so cool. And this is way before what's it called, Friday ever happened. And then she asked me to do this because her team was getting a bunch of cameos and people involved. There are some legends in that video, and the roster is so broad. It's like
wild.
Glee and Corey Feldman and like Anson and just all of these crazy things. So I was so honored to be a part. That weekend of shooting that video was like an acid trip. I was literally shitting and pissing the entire time.
Because like you were a main character in that music video. Like you had scenes.
Somehow. I don't know how it all happened, but
like how do you even describe how that was? Just to be like standing next to Katy Perry.
I was like terrified.
Because you would have been 14?
13.
13. Whoa.
Yeah. And it was like we shot it. I don't think it came out until a few months after, but like we shot it pretty fresh when all the Friday stuff had first happened. I felt like just such a fish out of water being around so many people that were just such icons to me. Like I was a huge Glee. I was a huge fan of Katy, and everyone was just so nice. So it was a really, really amazing like core
experience.
memory experience for me too. Yeah.
That's got to be one of those things where it'd be so hard to top that. Like that is probably
Yeah.
like one of the coolest things, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It was so cool to have somebody, you know, that phrase like never meet your icons. Like that was a moment where like or your idols, like that was a moment where she beat the hype I could have ever built in my head, and I just always really appreciated her for that.
All right, next song we've got. I'll give you three, and then you can pick one, and we'll talk about it. So, "Just the Way You Are" by Bruno Mars, "Tonight" brackets "I'm Loving You" Enrique Iglesias, and "Raise Your Glass" by Pink.
This is hard because I feel like Just the Way You Are and Raise Your Glass had equally like important pieces in my playlist this year. Honestly, Pink,
Thank you. Thank you.
I love her.
I
I love
love Pink.
her acrobatics. I love just the way that she has grown into who she is. But this song was, again, giving very much me at 13 talking about alcohol in a way that I never even knew what it was talking about. But I was
Yeah.
like, yes, I will
It's like,
raise my
yes,
glass
I will raise
of
that glass.
cider. I will raise my Coca-Cola. Yes.
Yes.
Um, and I was thriving.
It's
How
such
do
a
you feel
fun
about
song. I think I don't know if this is like a niche Australian thing, but there's this thing in Australia that mums between the age of 30 to 50 love Pink. Like absolutely love Pink. And this is like a moving scale of age. Like we're talking 30 to 50
Yeah,
year olds at this time and also now.
true.
But then if you're outside of that, you cannot stand Pink. It just doesn't happen. But I have to say, Pink's first album, like Get the Party Started, 18 Wheeler, all that kind of stuff, stunningly iconic, great pop album. And then songs like this, Raise Your Glass, I love that song.
Yeah.
A
Yeah. I
classic.
wasn't thinking too hard about it.
Like, and when are you
I
going to give
was
Pink visuals by doing acrobatics on stage? Like, can we expect that at a Rebecca Black show?
funny. One day, if I have the budget for that, sure.
True,
Absolutely.
true, true. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll put it in the planner. Um, Next, we'll keep doing this thing where I give you three and then we pick one. That way we get through the
Okay.
list quicker. So we've got
Yeah.
What's My Name by Rihanna, Look at Me Now by Chris Brown,
How are you
Down
going to
on
say
Me.
Born This Way by Lady Gaga?
Did I miss that? I missed two. That's so embarrassing. Oh my God. As a little monster, I've just been downgraded to like a minuscule monster for that behavior. Okay, let's backtrack. That deserves its own little discussion. Born This Way by
Yeah.
Lady Gaga. Song of the
Invented this.
Millennium?
Yeah, the most important song. I remember my mom and like I mean I identify as queer and like we had never had this conversation at that point. I had no idea what was going on, but I remember a moment in the car with my mom where she's always been so wonderfully queer conscious and in the ways that she can and very accepting and supportive, but like we definitely shared a moment to the song in the car dropping my brother off at
Yeah.
elementary school. This song, I feel like changed everything.
It
This
was
era
such
changed everything.
like it was such a cultural moment. Like not even just in terms of pop music, just like pop culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huge. Her impact.
Absolutely. She put gayness in the front, in the center of everything. I'm actually surprised that it's not higher on this list.
I thought the same thing. I was like, surely this is like top 10 energy. Because I remember being an extreme hit, but I don't know, maybe I've just been warped thinking that this is like a bigger hit than it was. But I remember when this came out, I consciously made the decision to switch BTW from By the Way to Born This Way. So like every time I would read BTW in like a text or something, I'm like Born This Way. I'm like, so true. Doesn't really make sense in the sentence, but yeah, Born This Way. And like the
God.
visuals in the music video.
The music video that I think this was technically 2012, but when she arrived into the Grammys in an egg,
Oh yeah, iconic.
Born This Way, this was like, I mean, every Gaga album is the best album, but yeah, this
Yeah.
was fucking
This was a moment.
perfect. Yeah.
I actually also missed another song, Fucking Perfect by Pink. I think Raise Your Glass outsold. Thoughts?
I have to say this song, I don't know why, hit for me so hard.
Whoa.
As a
Damn.
13-year-old, I just remember like just like belting and crying to the song in my room in the maybe it was because this might be a little bit too sentimental for what I was ready for, but I think that this song, just as somebody who was going through a lot of not self-acceptance at that point, it like made me, it just was so sweet to me as a kid. So
This was like your song.
this was, yeah, I played this song a lot this
Yeah.
year or that year. This year too, sure. I gotta
Yeah,
start.
you brought it back 10 year anniversary.
But I loved it. I loved it personally. But I could see how Raise Your Glass is like a hit.
All right, so there's those three that I mentioned before. What's My Name, Look at Me Now, and Down on Me by Jeremiah.
Um,
I'm trying to remember what that last one sounds like.
oh, it's down on me.
Oh my God, Jeremiah's here. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I would say out of those three, What's My Name is like the most
Yeah.
iconic one.
I actually heard, I have an industry, maybe it's not even a secret, but an
Oh.
industry secret that when Rihanna was first sent What's My Name, maybe people do know about this. The lyric was, Rihanna, what's my name? Rihanna.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
And
Oh.
she was like, I am not fucking singing that. That is so dumb.
Yeah.
And then it became Oh Nana. But yeah,
She's
I
like,
do.
that's some whack shit. We're not
That
doing
is
that.
so hot. But the song is good.
The
But
song
that,
is good. It's a
no.
hit. There's so many here. Obviously,
So
we're not
many.
going to get through all 100. I'm going to go through, I'm going to skim and pick classics that I love, and then we'll talk about them. So, Someone Like You, Adele. Personally, I think Someone Like You outsold Rolling in the Deep. Thoughts?
Okay. Okay. I
You
think
said,
more
I don't
timeless.
agree, but I'll listen.
I think it's a more timeless song. Like I would rather probably
Yeah.
listen to Someone Like You than Rolling in the Deep, but I do think Rolling in the Deep is one of those songs that I've heard so many times that it just has to be like the biggest song. I mean, it was everywhere.
It truly was, hence why it was number one. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, then we've got an absolute scream, collapse, cry on the floor, Till the World Ends by Britney Spears.
I mean, I loved this era of Britney Spears. Like this was Britney Spears' hyperpop era, in my
Did
opinion.
Britney Spears invent hyperpop?
I
If,
mean,
if you think
I
about it,
think
maybe.
2011, 2012 was giving hyperpop in a way that just was unaware of itself. But yeah,
Yeah.
this, like, I needed a 100 Gex Dylan Brady remix of Till the World Ends. I fucking love that song.
Are you aware of the remix with Kesha and Nicki?
Absolutely.
Oh my
And
God,
I was
okay.
jamming. Yeah.
In
It did get
2011, it did not get released on, like, proper, like, on stream. Well, there was not really streaming at the time, but, like, it wasn't on iTunes. It wasn't anywhere. It's still not on streaming, so you can only listen to it on YouTube. It was never officially released, like, on streaming or anything like that. And I remember in 2011 is when I went to Italy with, like, a school trip, and that was, like, my friend and I, our song of the trip. So, like, we would walk around being like, chimpanzees hating, but I take it all in stride.
Yes! Because if there's one thing that song gives, it's Italiano, obviously.
Of
How
course.
vibes
Like,
are going off in that song.
yeah, like when you hear, like, the keywords, you're like, oh my God, this is literally Italian. Like, it makes
It's
sense.
speaking Italian.
I have to say, my life shifted when I heard the lyric, I'm not talking poultry when I say this chick is fried. When I heard that, I was like, something shifted for me personally.
That song is so fucking good.
So good. All right, next one we have Edge of Glory, Lady Gaga.
Not my favorite, if I'm honest.
It's kind of like, I would say, a tier 2 Lady Gaga song.
Yeah. If it came on right now, I would scream and I'd know every word. But
Yeah. But if we're going like classics and comparing with other songs that
Yeah.
came out that year from Gaga, it's tier 2.
yeah, this and Marry the Night are in similar territory for me.
Yep, I can absolutely see that. See, I would also put like I'm getting similar vibes from The Cure,
Yes,
like that
yes,
kind of sound as well.
yes. Yeah, I love when Gaga goes like bizarro crazy. Like that's just how I like her, you know.
You
So
said give me that Judah, Judah,
give me that
um,
Judah, everything. Yeah.
Judah, rah rah rah. All right, next song, We Are Who We Are, Kesha.
Another gay fucking bop.
We are who we are. Like she, like when I think of when I was how old was I then? 14, 15, and I was thinking like this is what Americans sound like. That's like Kesha saying we are who we are. That's
Music
like what I
does
think
come
of.
with an American accent. That's for sure.
It was a great song. Like oh,
Yeah.
we were spoiled.
We were we were absolutely spoiled. I feel like I look back on like this era of pop and this is my golden era to me because it's just like I was middle school. It was before I cared about developing an aesthetic or a music taste.
Yeah.
I was just loving pop. And there's another Kesha song that's a couple songs underneath that I loved even more. Also, not seeing any Cannibal, but I don't think that was a big hit. That was
Was
more of a-
Cannibal 2011?
Maybe not.
I'm trying
Maybe
to think
not.
because surely that would be on the chart because banger.
I think
But
it
I think
was. I think it
it was.
was. I don't think it charted. I only know that because I used to make those picnic edits, and I definitely made one. Do you know what picnic is?
No, what's that?
It was this website. It doesn't exist anymore. That was
Right.
huge in 2010, 2011. And um, it was like you could lousily Photoshop like text and colors onto yourself. And I definitely have so many
Stop.
Kesha ones that are on my Facebook. That one is like, I am cannibal, I'll eat you up.
Stop. No, can you please post those?
I'll send them to you. You
The
can,
people need them. That's so iconic. Album cover?
my next era. Oh, so true.
Sorted. Don't
So
even worry
true.
about a photo shoot. It's already sorted. I think, was the other song you were referring to Blow?
Yeah, I mean, I fucking love that song.
Great song. All right, next one that we've got here is The Time brackets Dirty Bit, Black Eyed Peas.
What song was this? I
I
know
was-
I know it, but I cannot sing it off the top of my head.
Like, all I can sing for you right now is when they have that techno voice that goes, Dirty Bit.
Yes! That's all I can hear too is Dirty Bit.
It's
But
like ding, 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 ding. Does that ring a bell?
A, E,
No.
no.
Yes and no. I would say this era for Black Eyed Peas, interesting. Like, they really stretched it to make END, The Energy Never Dies. Like, I don't know if that acronym was giving what they thought it gave.
Was this not, maybe this was after the Tonight's the Night, hey, the Mazel Tov. Was this after that era?
I love that little Italian rendition of that song that you just gave. Excellent. Yeah, that was 2009. No, that was 2010. That was 2010. That was I Got a Feeling, right?
Yes, that was the era. But this,
So I think what happened was they released the album and it had like Got a Feeling and all those other songs on there. Then they released like an extended part 2 version, sort of like Gaga doing Fame Monster.
oh,
And then this was like
oh,
the extra songs.
right.
Like Meet Me Halfway was here as well, I think.
I loved that song. My dad loved that song. I don't know why I keep throwing my dad into the mix, but
He's got taste. So
he has taste. One of my dad's favorite songs, he probably would never admit this, but he has said this to me, is Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. So
no, because I was joking before when I asked you if a song was the song of the millennium. That is the song of the millennium.
yeah, that is true.
It is. Like that started so much, like so many trends and everything. And
Yep.
Carly she needs a knighthood for that.
True.
All right, next song we've got You Make Me Feel by Cobra Starship.
Uh,
You
I
make me
definitely
feel-
listen to it a lot, but not one that I listen to that I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I remember it though. You make
I
me
think the reason why this one's kind of standing out for me is because I went to an all boys school. So this was very much like a song that the boys, the lads, would listen to. Like this was like as poppy
Really?
as it would. This was like as poppy as it would go.
Really? I mean, this is very pop.
But it's like Cobra Starship saying "You Make Me Feel" or Lady Gaga Judas? Which one do you think is gonna fly?
I do love that for the boys at your school that they were embracing pop that much at least.
Yeah,
Because yeah, the
yeah.
straight energy this year was definitely bad.
Like the boys were in the trenches with these top 10 songs. Like they were like, we cannot sing these, we cannot hum these. These are not for us. So this is like as poppy as it got.
Yeah.
Um, okay, number 50, Moment for Life.
I mean, this I love this Nicki era. I love this song. This was like I feel like the song that really put Nicki on the map. No?
Surely it was Super Bass.
I thought the Moment for Life came before. And then Super Bass came and it was like, oh.
It was like a 1-2. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It was because it was Check It Out, then Moment for Life.
Oh, stop. I love Check It Out.
There. There.
Oh my God. I love that song so much. I just had like a full body reaction to you saying check it out. I was like, whoa. I just had like a That's So Raven vision because that was the shit. That was so good.
Yeah. Her look in that video is crazy.
She's giving robot with like sass and attitude. She was giving like Sophia the Robot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's jump like a whole chunk down and let's go to number 97. Actually, no, number 93, Price Tag by Jessie J. She said down with capitalism, consumerism.
And she ended it, clearly.
This was her running to be president. This was like her song to be like, hey everyone, these are my policies. I don't care about the money.
True. Yeah, this was her audition for being Bernie Sanders' running mate. But
Exactly.
in fact, I think somehow she made capitalism worse with this song. I was living at the time. I mean, this song has turned into something so much bigger than itself to me. I mean, every time I think of the song, all I think of is like her live performances of it. And as much as I love Jessie J, like she is so camp, and I also love that. But
she's always going to give vocals.
She is always going to give vocals, and I appreciate that from her. She definitely gives me like I would never want to cross her because she does sing.
Right. She could sing and smash all the glass.
Yeah,
She is to be feared.
Sing her way to the presidency.
That was the plan, right? And then she hit like a few snags, and then it didn't really happen. But that was the goal from the start. I read it in her autobiography. Speaking of this song, I'm pretty sure FKA Twigs is in the music video.
I thought you were going to say FKA Twigs covered the song, and
that'd be kind of iconic.
It would be iconic.
There's like 2 Jessie J songs that she's in. Like just in the background dancing.
Is there like oh, she was hired.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to have to go watch that. I was like,
because I remember there was like a whole phase that I went through a few months ago, like trying to find people in the background in music videos. There's also one of Kesha in the background of, I want to say a Britney song. Or like there's a song where, no, Katy Perry. The Katy Perry music video where there's like the girls at the slumber party and they're hitting each other with the pillows and stuff. Is that I Kissed a Girl?
That is I Kissed a Girl.
Kesha's in that.
Fine.
I'm not lying.
I gotta go.
You're going to fact check this later. But like, I'm pretty sure if you like freeze frame when it's like in the pillow scene, to be like, that's Kesha.
That's so epic. I love that. Wow.
I think that's probably like a good song for us to end on, just because like you can't top that. Like that should have been so much higher.
This list. Nothing else.
What a year. 2011. When you said it was unhinged, you're absolutely correct. I am going to, for the rest of this week, I would say put these songs in a playlist, shuffle, and then just like enjoy, because so many good memories, so many unhinged memories. And I'll put Friday in there as well. Where's Friday in this list?
Who knows where she would be if they counted the charts as they do now, because they do. I think the algorithm is different to what it was in 2011. Who knows where she would be? But you know, she had her own moment.
She had her moment, and she did what she needed to do.
She did exactly what she needed to do.
And she brought us to this point.
She did.
So very thankful to her for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Have a little PopCast 2011. Do you have any tickets left on sale for your tour?
I have tickets left on sale, only a few in DC. It's the only
Okay.
date with anything left. And then we have some left in Europe. So
Okay. So where can the girls go to get the tickets?
RebeccaBlack.co.
.co. Okay, everyone, make sure you go and do that. Get a ticket to see Rebestie on tour. That's what your fans should be called, the Rebesties. Just came up with that on the spot.
I'm trying. Thank you. Okay. I love that. I love that.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. And yeah, we'll have to talk to you soon. Well. So, what did we think of that? Absolutely iconic, legendary shit, right? Again, thank you so much to Rebecca for coming on. I genuinely can't believe that happened. But it was fun. I had so much fun. Yes, make sure you get tickets to Rebecca's tour. Stream Rebecca Black Was Here and everything new that comes out. We will be supporting our main pop girly. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for being part of the 50 episode journey to get here. Let's see what happens in the next 50. So, yeah, have a good week. Keep slaying and I'll talk to you all soon. Peace out. Bye.